What's going on, everybody? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. I don't know where you at, but I'm just wanted to jump on. It is Thursday. It is a throwback Thursday. It is a transformational Thursday. It is Thursday, right? Because I never know what day it is. But I just had to jump on because this has been an amazing few days, an amazing couple days, to be quite honest, this week. And it's like the benefits of just showing up. Show up anyway, right? No matter no matter what the task, no matter who's there, who's not, just show up, because you never know who you're going to impact just by showing up. You never know what foundation you're laying for whatever's to come next when you still show up, right? So I'm just going to listen. When I tell you this week has been phenomenal, phenomenal, as with every other week, because I choose to allow it to be phenomenal, even with the stuff that don't go all the way right. But I'm going to say that my coaching clients right now for my boot camp, when I tell you some major milestones and some successes, my heart is so full, so full. Today got off of a co-coaching call with a client to see their growth, to see their transformation in these 30 days is just, you guys just have no idea. And same thing with my group, with my boot camp, with the fabulous women that are in that group. And it's just like, listen, because they said yes to themselves. They just showed up. That's the benefit of just showing up, right? Because you'll see the success that you'll be able to accomplish for yourself when you just show up. When you don't show up for other people, you show up for you, right? You show up for you. You show up for you to allow yourself to be fearless. Because you notice I have this Be Fearless Masterclass, right? I'm going to be transparent. In this masterclass, guess who shows up? Guess who's showing up? Me, myself, and I. But guess what? We still do it. I'm still showing up, because somebody's going to watch it. Somebody's going to need it. Somebody's going to need it and receive it when they're ready for it. But I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to be there. I'm still going to do it. And so that's why I need for you guys to show up anyway. Just show up anyway. Hey, Nina, we definitely have to connect. Like, yes, allow yourself, be fearless. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Absolutely. What she said. What she said. Oh my God. Listen, you want to jump on my live since I kind of bombarded your live? You want to let's see if I can get you on here with me. Since we can't catch up with each other. So how about we do that? I'm going to add you. Let's have this conversation, because people need to hear this and understand like the power of just showing up. Just showing up anyway. Let me see if you can get added. So I don't know if you received the message. It says adding. So while I wait for Nina to jump on, I have.
It's so good to see you. Okay.
I know. We've been trying to catch up with each other for it feels like forever.
Weeks. This is the best way to get on. Okay, so funny. I just chatted with someone today too about being fearless and showing up, and she actually asked, this is so funny you're talking about this. She asked me well, how do you go live? What do you know what to do? What do you know what to say? And I'm you practice it. And if it's hard for you, get on a call with someone who's a friend or a new friend. We became new friends this year, right?
Right, we're new friends now. We're
it is a side of you that's fearless when you're authentic and when you're able to just make that heart-to-heart human connection.
Yeah.
Right. That's the easiest way to show up, is just knowing that you're alone and that you're accepted as yourself. And so I love that you're talking about this right now.
I know. It's just and that's what just jumped in my spirit. It's okay, so I'm gonna go live. And I'm so what am I going live to talk about? Okay, just showing up. Because like I said, I have this, and literally it dropped in my spirit last week. I did this message on, on being fearless, right? How to be fearless. And then it was okay, do a 3-day masterclass. So I'm doing the 3-day masterclass. Tomorrow's day 3. And here's the thing. You know what? My job is to be there for those who show up.
Yep.
Whether it's, and when someone asked me, how did your masterclass go? And I was it was amazing. They're really? I said, it was. I said, guess who showed up? It's like, oh my gosh, how many people showed up? I said, my favorite 3 people. It's like, who? I was like, me, myself, and I.
You know what?
Me, myself, and I.
You are the when you're a speaker or you own a business, or like I remember, so I mean, you know me a little bit, but right, like I'm super like fearless to like come on camera, talk with people. I've always been like that. Shoot, girl, I majored in theater. I can get on stage, no problem. But like for me to do that, what I've learned the most is like it's healing, it's empowering. It's like you're saying, like me, myself, and I, like, you know, the only way to like overcome your fear is to do the thing that you're the most afraid of, right?
Yep.
It's to actually step into that and to start to do it. And
Right.
I have felt that so deeply in my life this year for sure. Well, so what did you guys like focus on the 3 days of the masterclass?
Well, it's still, tomorrow's the last day, so I'm still doing it. Like, here's the thing, that's what I said, I'm still doing it.
Awesome.
Still doing it because, like I said, it's going to get done, and it's done. Mm-hmm. So it's there, right? Because I can go into a whole thing of saying, well, there's no one here, so what's the point? No, this is what I'm supposed to do, so I'm going to do it. So I'm going to be fearless, right? And I'm going to do it anyway. And so, you know, it's really unpacking, you know, like, what is fear? Like, what is fear, right? That's what we focused on yesterday. Like, what is fear? Yeah. And then, like, today, you know, we unpacked, you know, what it means to you, right? And really, really releasing these fears. And then, you know, tomorrow, now we're going to build on our dreams. Like, what is it that's, you know, the things that you were afraid of. Now it's time. Tomorrow, we're going to unpack, and now let's build these dreams. And let's go forward with it. Be fearless. Live your life fearlessly. And like be fearless.
The first thing
in everything that you do.
See, look at it's the first thing I wrote today.
See?
Right there it is. All my
perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. And see, when I say just show up anyway, you know, like, because I had, you know, you never know the impact that it's going to make just by showing up. Yes. Right? You never know. Yep. So like my coaching clients for this week, like I said, have had me on cloud 9, you know, with my boot camp that I have for my If Done Right boot camp. And we're closing out the month soon and get ready to start a new boot camp for March. So that's for anyone who wants to be on, come on board for March, starting March 1st. But what I'm getting at is that the transformation, and it's so perfect, is today, you know, Thursday, Transformational Thursday, and to see their growth in this time, you know, with their milestones and how they're transforming, and just by being in this group and by saying yes to themselves, and by and literally by just investing in themselves. And one thing I talked about today, because I jumped on a co-coaching call with another client, and to see her, it's just like this week has been so much of just when you show up. Yep. Because it's not about showing up for you. It is, you know, you still got to show up for you, right? But you're showing up for you authentically as yourself, but it's going to be for others, and other people are going to benefit just by you showing up. Oh. And that's how you become fearless. You just do it anyway. Mm-hmm. You just step into this unknown, right? I didn't know what I was going to say. I just like, okay, I'm going to hit live. Let me go live. Like, and I'm like, whatever I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk. And sometimes you don't have, now granted, you can have a script, you can do all those things, but you got to, it's hard work.
For me, when I try to plan my content or try to think through things, like what I've been doing lately is just, and this is just good advice, right, for anyone who like either is a coach or an entrepreneur, or maybe wants to become one, or maybe you just like feel, I've spoken to so many women lately who just feel inspired to like share truth and be encouraging, and they just want to be part of the movement of empowering other women. And one of them said to me today, she was like, I just react, like, you know, something happens in my life and I just hop on and share it, right? And like, I think when you start doing that, you think, well, who am I to do that? Or, you know, like, who's going to care about what I have to say? But if you experience something during your day in your life, chances are someone else is having that same experience or has that same experience. And so being able to empathize and connect and relate, minimize and alleviate any fear, because you're like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like someone has been there, or they know that, or they understand, right? And I think part of the whole thing with fear as well is you have to grow, you have to change, you have to find a new identity. And that can be a really scary thing to step into, you know, especially when you and maybe in like your own circle of your friends or your coworkers or your family, like not everyone is going to have the same passion to overcome their fear or to grow or to step into something different, you know, develop themselves, whatever it's like, I think. So I chatted with a girl this morning and she was like, gosh, I want to grow so bad, but I'm afraid I'll be the only one who wants to grow. And I told her the most amazing thing happens when you start to change and learn and grow and actually overcome your fears. You get a whole new group of people around you who are doing the same thing. And it's like,
it's the shift,
flowing.
right?
It's huge. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's, mm-hmm. I think that's how we met, right? Like
that is. And it's so funny, so cute how when you said, when I jumped on your live and it was so, you were like, I know her from somewhere, but I don't remember how I know her. And he said it was someone who came on your live. It's like, yep. You know Carolyn?
I know. It's just,
I thought that was so cute. I was like, oh man, that's so dope.
Right.
But like you said, you just don't know. Like you literally don't know. And I said, you know, like to the client today, you know, I said the best investment that you can make is in yourself. Yep. And so think of it this way. We've been taught we're supposed to give 10%, right? 10%, that's your tithe, yes. Right? That's your offering. Yep. You know, 10%. And it's comprised of your time, talent, your treasure, right? Your time, talent, your treasure. Yep. And I'm putting in that order. Your time, your talent, even you don't know what it is or not, and your treasures, right? But a lot of times, you know, it can be a combination of the three, or it could be one or the other. But here's the key. If you don't put your time in it, yep. You're not really investing in yourself. So, you know, it's what are you worth? Not what is the program worth? Yep. What are you worth? Whether it's a free program, if it has 2 digits, 3 digits, 4 digits. Yeah, we saying there's some programs out there that are 4 digits. Yep. Right? And some. Keep going. But if you don't put the time in, you can invest the money. Totally. But if you don't put the time in, yep. I could tell you guys that I've gotten so much out of all the free stuff, right? Yep. And then there's times when, yeah, I've gotten things out of the things I've paid for. But it was me that put the time in. You just show up. You have to show up for you in order to show up for others. Absolutely. I mean, I think that goes to your first point too, right? Is if you try to make a change or overcome something or move past your fear because you feel pressured to do it, or you feel that everyone else is doing it, or whatever it might be, you're never really going to deeply overcome that, right? Like, not going to put time and the effort into it because it's like someone else's dream or someone else's hope for you, I think. Exactly. And then, you know, I'm curious, on the last day, tell me more about what the last day of like overcoming fear, because you said putting it into like dreams or like success. What did you say was like the last day tomorrow with the boot camp? Tomorrow, well, join me tomorrow and find out. How about that? 11:30, starting at 11:30, you can register at my MYE Institute. But we're going to unpack. We're going to unpack the first, like I said, day one, we identify what fears are. Today, we identify what our fears were and we release them. So that way we can now move forward into our dreams, into the things, because it's a choice. Everything is about a choice. Are you going to choose your dreams or are you going to choose your fears? Which one is it? Which one? The choice is yours, right? And so are you going to show up? Who are you going to show up for, right? Who are you going to show up for? Are you going to show up for you, or are you going to show up for others? And which others are you going to show up for, right? Are you going to show up for the others who don't pour into you? Are you going to show up for the ones who are going to keep you in this place and space to keep you fearful? Because fearful, if you have your word, and then you have what you put on the end, full. So that means you are full of fear. So that means you can't do anything. Because you're not allowing yourself. You're giving permission to this fear that really is here, right? You're allowing all that talk, that chatter, that stuff that's coming into your existence to become your reality. And the things over here that's part of your heart work that's telling you, no, you can do this, or no, you have to just show up. And then you got this side saying, no, you're not worthy. Who's going to listen to you? Oh, what do you think you are? Like, you can't do that. And then you go, you're right. You're right. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to continue to hide. I'm going to continue to be in prison. I'm going to continue to, stay back, full. Like, I'm looking at the window behind you. It's a beautiful window, but I can't help but not see that it looks like bars, right? That it looks like bars. And if you think about a prison cell, if anyone has seen it on TV, hopefully no one's seen one in person. I have by a tour, going to the Eastern State Penitentiary, but this is, it's no bigger than someone's little teeny bathroom.
Yeah.
Right? Or a powder room. It's a tiny place and space to be confined in, to be locked in, to only come out when others tell you to.
Right.
Right? And then you stay confined in that. So this is what we do when we allow fear to take over our life. And it's other people's fear. So that's why I said, you just got to show up. You have to get past that and show up, because you depend on it, right? Your cheerleaders, you got your favorite 3 cheerleaders. Like I said, I love mine, me, myself, and I. They go everywhere I go.
Actually, I told a woman today, you got to find a yes woman. You got to find a woman who's like, you tell her your dreams, you tell her what you want to do, and she just says, yes, girl, go do it, go save the world. Like, we need more people like that in our lives, because we have too many people telling us we can't do it, or we shouldn't change, or we need to remain fearful, right? So I'm
Right.
curious, Carol, what in your own life, like, how have you felt like deep fear in your life? What was the situation, and how did you like show up or overcome it, like in your personal life? What are some things you've done?
Look at you flipping the script on my live. I love it.
I love
Hey, but that's what we do. That's what we do. So wait a minute, repeat that again. So what was it again?
Oh, I just asked, like, in your own life, how have you felt fearful, or what was the situation, what was happening in your life, and how did you just simply show up to overcome that fear? What did that look like for you?
Oh, just doing it anyway. Like, literally, like, fear, with people who are familiar with me. Your people may not be familiar with me, but I've had drama, I've had trauma,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
By way of domestic violence, by way of homelessness, by way of low self-esteem, by way of depression, by way of, all the tangible things, being a single parent, being on welfare, all those different things. But the core of it was being molested, right? I was molested by my father. So that was the groundwork, the foundation that really kept me from not showing up at all, right? Because when you have these things that shape your life, they allow you to, because it's created a narrative, it has created a false narrative for you. And then you start to believe it. We heard from, Zig Ziglar and from Les Brown and from everyone that uses this quote that fear is false evidence appearing real, because it's false evidence. And then it appears real because you make it appear real. And so therefore you don't show up. You don't allow yourself to be who you truly are, because the thing is, you really don't know who you really are.
Right. Yeah.
So it's about unpacking that. And that's what I did for myself. And that's when I said, I'm just going to show up and show up anyway, unapologetically, even in my mess, right? I'm not going to show up perfect. I'm going to show up exactly as I am.
Right? People need us to show up messy, because we all had it. We all have a story. We all have trauma. We all have stuff we have to heal from.
Right.
And like you said, you didn't even know who you were at that point, because your identity was in this old narrative and in this old story, and you have to do the hard work to move past that to some person. And even when you've gotten through that, it's a constant learning, right? You're always learning every day. You're still overcoming,
right,
to continue to tell yourself who you are.
Exactly. Now how about you? Share that with me. So how did you unpack it?
Oh man.
How did you look, we both coaches in this thing, so tell me more.
It's been a crazy journey. I was talking with an old friend of mine today, and I actually asked him, because he knows my story a little bit, but I said to him, I've been through some hard things in my life this year as well. So I mean, when I think about like my last 10-year journey, my like big milestones are losing a baby, losing a job multiple times, going through a divorce, stepping into single motherhood, going bankrupt in my business, you know, having to really overcome fear, right? Like when you talk about fear or being daring or being courageous, I have never thought of myself as like a courageous person necessarily, but people look at me and they're like, oh my gosh, you've been through so much. Like, how do you keep going? How have you overcome that? What have you done? Right. And I think it's what you were saying earlier is I've just been able to really sit with my emotions truthfully. And, you know, it's funny, I've created a method in my coaching that's called FTA, and it's feeling, thinking, acting, right? And you have to be, like, most people think it's mindset, it's what's in your mind. And your mind and your heart are obviously triggering each other and working together. But when you have like deep pain or something that needs to be healed, that's in your heart. It affects your head, but that's actually in your heart. And you have to be able to get into a mindset to help heal that, right? Tandem. And then the biggest thing I think that, like you were saying before, is like with the idea of showing up. What I have learned in my own life is if I don't take action on something, nothing's going to change. And if that action scares me, but right? You know when you're about to like take a big bold move in your life, but you still have peace about it. You don't know why. It's trusting your intuition, it's trusting your gut, and just moving forward anyway. And not, I mean, truthfully, not caring what people think, and not in the sense of like, oh, whatever, you know, I'm just gonna do my own thing, and if it hurts anyone, I don't care, but just saying like, this is true to me, and this is what I feel like I should be doing, and so I'm gonna move forward in my life in this way. And like you said, you can either choose to remain full of fear, or you can release your fear. And I think with fear, when you take a step out of fear, you step into hope. It's the first step that you feel. And fear can exist when you are in hope. And you haven't gotten from fear to overcome. You haven't gotten from fear to success, right? There's steps that need to go along the way into that journey. Yeah, I think for myself, it's just realizing that, and every
And
day.
then it seems like this. It seems like soon as you think you get to something, like where the rest of those steps come from? There's
Yeah,
more steps, right? Seems like more steps just kind of reappear, and it's like, okay, let's just keep on moving, keep it moving.
I
I
love
love
it. Are
it.
you
I
gonna
love
drop
it.
for your last day of your boot camp tomorrow?
Say it again.
Oh, I said, are you gonna drop your link for the last day of your boot
Yeah.
camp?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. I'm gonna drop the link in here. Just go to my Bitly. So Bitly /MYE masterclass masterclass. So that way people can jump on it and get the catch up on the replays, and then for just be available for tomorrow. So yeah. So definitely come and join me tomorrow. I love it. I'm just so excited about it. Like I said, I'm doing it anyway.
Yep.
Doing it anyway. And but this is all part of the story, right?
Yes.
This is all part of the story. So I'm a love one day when I can come back and say, like, you know, this is what you do. You have to show up anyway.
Yeah.
You have to be fearless. You have to continue to fear less until you fear not.
Yeah.
When fear no longer becomes a factor, you know, so you can allow all that negative talk to come in there and say, you know, like, really, like, giving a master class on being fearless. Yes, I am. And I'm gonna show up and do it anyway. Yeah. I'm gonna do it anyway. And that's how I've become fearless, because I do it anyway. Listen, I'm the fearless magnified educator. I move through life fearlessly.
Yep.
Fearlessly.
And you know, it's funny because when you get to that point, and I've been through that as well, because I've done a lot of healing. I've had mentors and counselors and coaches, and right, like, I mean, I always like try to get a team of 5 around me. Like I always try to find my cheerleader, my yes girl, right? I need a cheerleader. And then I have a counselor, I have a mentor, I have a coach, and then I have like just a friend who I can just, you know, talk with, bounce ideas off of, and someone, I mean, like you, right? Like we're in similar type stages, right, of life, just to kind of relate to and connect with and work through that together. I think that's so important. And when you get to that point though, of like having your support system, you know, it's not that you don't ever fear, you don't ever worry again, right? I think when people hear fearless, like, oh, I don't live fearlessly. Well, shoot, I'm afraid of a lot of things. Like, you know, I'm relaunching my business. Am I fearful about it? Well, I wouldn't maybe call it fear. You know, I might get anxious, or I might have different emotions around it. But I know that when I take action and when I have help behind me, that I don't need to fear because I'm automatically set up for support.
Right.
Right.
So it's literally when you become, and that's because because fear is still there. That's why it's called fearless.
Yeah.
Because there's still fear there, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. You're right, because it's still something that's going, oh boy, okay. But when that happens, you have to show up. You still have to show up, and that's why it's called less, because you fear less, not fearful.
Right.
You fear less, and you fear less and less and less until you fear not. You know, you fear less until you fear not. That's part of my weight loss group, you know, because that's one of the many other hats, you know, it's like fear less, you know, being fierce and fearless, and you fear less until you fear not. And that's literally what it is. There's still a health, just like, you know, they say there's a healthy amount of like bacteria we're supposed to have in our body, right? Bacteria and stuff, you know, we're supposed to have healthy probiotics, right? So just like you're supposed to have healthy fear, you know, because the fear is what moves you. It's what gives you that little fire. It's like, but the thing is, what we do is we allow it to paralyze us. And we stop instead of moving with it, because that fear is your momentum.
Yes.
That's that velocity. That's that, you know, ventricular force, or whatever that is in science. You know, that's the thing that gets you going.
Yep.
That fear.
Adrenaline. It's actually your body's way of telling you to take action. And
take action. Immediate action. That's the immediate.
Immediate.
And hence you just show up. You just show up and you do it anyway. Sure. And I'm glad that you showed up and you did it anyway, and you jumped on my live and we figured out how to do this. And now my community gets to know who you are, the most beautiful Nina. Like, and where are you at again?
I'm in Minnesota.
In Minnesota. She's in Purple Rain. Purple Rain.
I was in Florida at the time, but there was this cute old couple next to me, and they were like, did you just hear that Prince died? Chanhassen, where is Chanhassen, Minnesota? And it's like right down the road from me. Super funny.
Like, yeah, that's right up the road. Like the Prince Majesty is right. The Purple Majesty was right up the road. But oh my gosh, like this has been so fun. Like, I'm so glad that we had this extensive conversation. I hope people, you know, they'll watch this later and they'll comment. And, you know, I saw some hearts and stuff coming through. And it's just so amazing to be in the space with so many different people, and you never know. And that's what I'm saying. You never know what's going to happen when you just show up.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen when you just show up.
Well, drop the link. If I'm free tomorrow, I'll hop on.
Yes, let me drop the link. Let me put this in here. Let me put my, how do I get my thing here? I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. But I will definitely drop the link. I want to see some of you guys show up, you know, be there. And like I said, whether you're there or not, the show goes on. See, that's the teacher in me. That's the teacher in me. I will literally, you know, it's about being there and being ready and being there for those who show up.
I agree.
Even if it's yourself. How about that? Can anyone do that? Show up and do that for yourself, because what you're doing is you're training yourself. Because here's the thing, if you can't do that, this is one of the things that I mentioned in, I forget, one of the groups I was in, and I said, you know, a lot of people that want to, so this is going out to somebody, I'm about to step on somebody's toes right now. So this is why I said you have to just show up. You know, the power of just showing up, the beauty of just showing up. Sometimes you just have to show up, because what it does, it's like a training ground for yourself, right? Because here's the thing, for those who want to be, I'm going to just say this, for those of you who want to be like a motivational speaker, because you have these stories in you and you want to be able to teach and share what you have with so many different people, right? So if you can't show up on a live when you can't see anyone, how are you going to show up when people are looking right in your face?
That was me 2 years ago. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be a coach. I want to be a speaker. And then I'd get on live and I'd sit there and I'd be like, okay. Like, I'd be like, okay, am I on? Is this good? Did I put it on? And then I would like rehearse what I was going to say. And I'd be like, okay, I got to write notes. I have to like figure all this out, you know? And truthfully, the times where I have just taken what's happening in my life and reacted to that, it has made such an incredible difference. My ability to connect with people and relate and be authentic. I'm actually, see, this is I'm taking your advice. Show up. I am going to launch. I've been debating about this, but I'm going to launch in March 1st through 7th. I'm going to do it now because of this. I'm going to launch a 7-day Facebook challenge with like live captions, with storytelling and just things. And I'm going to encourage people to go live, like for 7 days. Just go. It'll change your life. It'll absolutely change your life if you do it, because like you said, you're not doing it for anyone else but yourself. And you will be amazed by the 1 or 2 people who hear your message, who needed to hear that, right? Like timing in life. Like when we originally connected, incredible timing, right? Even now, just coming on together. Like it's always meant to be where you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to connect with, and what you're supposed to be doing. If you actually show up, those become really clear really quickly.
Exactly. Just show up. Just show up. Just show up.
I love it.
Wow. I love it. Just show up, lot. Just show up. Just show up. So I can't wait for you to just do it, because that's how it came to me. It was kind of like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to do it anyway. Like, I'm just going to do it. Whether it makes sense or not, I'm just going to do it. And if they show up, they show up.
Well,
at the moment that I do it, but guess what? They're going to show up.
Yes.
Because I did it. They're going to still show up. Like, so this is transparency at its best, right? You know, so people see, you know, just because there's a platform, right? There's a platform. Hey, Connie, just because there's a platform doesn't always mean that there's people there. They're there. They just may not be there at the moment that you want them there.
Yeah.
But guess what? You have to still show up. You have to still show up, because they're going to be there when you're there at the same time. It's all about the timing. It's all about the timing. So you have to continue to show up. You're showing up for you so you can show up for others.
Absolutely.
And that's just literally what it is. So
your best to inspire other people. That's really what life is about.
Yeah, that's what it's about. That's definitely what it's about. That's definitely what it's about. And like, there's Connie just jumped on from Virginia, and literally I think on our timeline we were celebrating when I did once again just showing up, right? And when you have these urges, here's the thing. A lot of times we'll get these ideas and we'll get these visions and we'll get stuff that's given to us and dumped in our spirit, and we're like, then here's that chatter that says, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what you going to do? How you going to do that? And then you got this other side saying, do it. Like, listen, here's the thing. When you get a vision, when you get a message that's so clear to you, just go ahead and do it.
I agree.
Because if it's given to you, it's for a reason. It's because you're trustworthy to be able to execute it. You're being trusted to execute it. Not the way you want to do it, but the way the Spirit has given it to you. All they need for you to do, all the Spirit needs for you to do is just execute it, and then allow him to do it the way he sees fit. And I'm saying he or she, whatever you want to call, you know, for the universe or God, whoever, whatever, I say God. So, but that's literally what it is. It's like, so if this is given to you, it's given to you because you're trusted. Like, okay, I trust you to execute this in the way I see fit, not how you see fit, how I see fit. So if you take yourself out of it, right, and allow it to manifest, allow it to take its course and run its course, it's going to have the glory, as long as you keep the glory to where it's supposed to be. So, and that's why I'm jumping on with Connie. So I got this crazy idea, right, to do a book tour. This was last year, because obviously, you know, we were not going anywhere. You know, like, I feel like I need this. I got a perpetual Snickers bar, not going anywhere for a while. So the year before, I just did a book tour. Awesome. And the Spirit was literally, it's okay, go here, go here, go here, go here, giving me different places to go. And I'm like, I don't know anybody. Now, you would think it would be major cities. Some of them were. Like, I ended up in Detroit. I ended up in New Orleans. I ended up in, oh my God, where? Oh, this is the one right here. I ended up in Virginia, but not just any place in Virginia. You would think that, okay, you're in Virginia, you'll probably be in Norfolk, Virginia Beach, you know, a major place, right? I'm in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I'm like, where the heck is Fredericksburg, Virginia? I don't know anybody in Fredericksburg, Virginia. where is Fredericksburg, Virginia? But it was so profound and so loud and clear, like, no, you're going to do something in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And I'm going, okay. And I did it anyway.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what happened. And Miss Connie was there, part of it. Fredericksburg, Virginia was the best thing ever. It was one of my best book tours that I ever had. That I had, oh my gosh, from Norfolk, Norfolk, from Hampton Roads, Virginia. Like, people traveled to this one place called Fredericksburg. And I'm from Philadelphia. I never even heard. Now I know where Fredericksburg, Virginia is at. And it was the most amazing thing ever. The message that got out, the healing that got out. And once again, I took me out of it because I didn't try to understand it. I didn't try to unpack it. All I knew is that this is what was given to me. And I had to move past the fear of, I don't know anybody. Like, what are you talking about? What? How? This doesn't make any sense. So, but I did it anyway because I just showed up. And I showed up and I showed up and I showed up big time. And guess what? It all manifested exactly the way it was supposed to be. Like, Connie's going, right. And it was just like perfect timing for everybody. Their healing, their deliverance, their freeing.
Invite Connie on the stage.
Say it again.
I said, I feel like this is Clubhouse. We have to like invite Connie on the stage. I went like.
I know. And look, can we? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. That's interesting. Can you add another person?
I don't know. Maybe not. Well,
I don't know, but if I could, I would. Man, this is like too dope. Let me see. Connie.
That would be fun.
That would be fun if we could.
I know. I love how both of us like discovered this when we were chatting one time.
I know. So let's see. I just invited, so I don't know what's going to happen, but let's see.
I love it.
So, but in any event, I mean, like, this is literally like what happens when you just show up.
Yes.
When you just show up, you just show up with ever, I mean, and that's the part of being fearless, right?
Yep.
That's a part of being fearless, when you just show up. Like, if that's the nugget and the key that I can give to anybody, that's how, you just show up.
Yes. And in those dark points of your life, right? What I have found is when I continue to step forward in faith and in courage and fearlessness, like, people come around you and things happen that you couldn't even hope, ask, or imagine. And it works out better than you would have thought, even in those of going through really hard things.
Exactly. I want to give a shout out to Bradley. Hi, Bradley. How are you? Thank you for joining us. And we're just having a candid conversation on just showing up. So I don't know if Connie, if you can jump on, but put something in the chat, whatever you want us to talk about, because she said, right. I mean, it was just phenomenal, just being able to be in this place and space because I showed up. And then you show up, and then once again, everything will start to fall into place, because we're so worried about our hows.
Yes.
We're so worried about the how.
Yep.
Don't worry about the how. Just know the what. The what is given to you, right? The what is given to you.
Yep.
You know the why in your spirit, in your heart. The why is going to reveal itself, right? The how is going to just be, it's just going to be right there. It's going to be given to you in a platter.
Yep.
How to do it, how to execute it. And then you'll have a better understanding. I'm like, okay, now it all makes sense. And all of those things are just episodes. And that's what happens when you just show up. So people, it's as I say, it's not rocket science. It's not, you just have to learn to show up. Sent request.
Well,
okay.
I'm gonna hop off because I gotta go put away my groceries and get stuff ready for my kids.
Okay.
So.
Well, I'll continue the conversation with Connie, but thank you, Nina, and we will eventually connect again. We're supposed to be calling each other, so we keep missing each other, but this was good. Hey, this was perfect timing to just show up. So
thank you.
Look, we came in Carolyn's clubhouse. How about that?
we went to CC's. I like that.
We went to CC's. Here we go. We went to CC's and we just showed up anyway. So I'll see you. Have a wonderful night and take care. All right.
Bye, Connie.
Bye. All right. So we're going ahead. So that was Nina, like all the way from Minneapolis, from Princetown. We're going to call it USA. So that was stinking awesome. Let me see. Now we got Connie wanting to come on. So let's approve Connie. And so now we can do a recap of our two, from two up, two down. Oh, this is easy. What's going on, Love Bug?
What's up?
What's
How you
up?
doing?
Look at you all getting your workout on. I love it. Working out them knees, right?
Girl, working them knees out. I'm telling you. Now, one thing I will admit, after the surgery, it's tough. But my knees feel so much better than they did before the surgery. Yeah, the pain after the surgery, I think I'm taking it better than I did the pain before because it was excruciating.
Okay.
So,
But you know why?
yeah.
Because you understand the worth behind it. You're fighting through that pain because you know the value of what that pain means. Right? It's
Yes,
your freedom.
and I got to get back into the workout to continue to lose this weight. So, I walked 2 blocks, so I'm getting there. So I'm moving up the ladder, girl, because I'm still
Moving up
eating
the
right. It's
ladder.
just
I love it. I love it.
the weight,
So let's
the weight
unpack this whole thing about just showing up. Like, what is
just showing up. Yeah, it's just showing up,
yes.
and it's like, and we had a lot of snow too, of course, last week, so I couldn't go to physical therapy, so I just put it off to Monday. Not realizing I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I did do Monday, Wednesday, I did all 4 days. Tomorrow be the only day I didn't go. So he really worked me out, and it was a good workout. So the knees do feel better even with that extra workout. So
Good,
yes,
good.
girl.
And that you
Yeah,
still have
so
to show up. Exactly, exactly. So
have
now
to
we
show
are
up.
on our anniversary. How about that?
Oh,
On the
2 years.
anniversary
Oh my
for the
God.
pop-up tour.
I kept seeing that yesterday and the day before, and I was like, it's been 2 years. I said, oh my God. And like, Jackie realized that she and I know the same people. One of my best girlfriends is like her cousin. I was like, you kidding me? And then one of the other girls, I forgot her name, but my husband's cousin, which is my cousin, is her goddaughter. I
Are you
said,
serious?
what?
Wow.
Yes. So, and
Wow.
that particular tour, that book tour, and the one I did when I came to Philadelphia really keeps me going because, like, every time I look at people, I said, wow, we all have a story to tell. And I said, I said, well, Carolyn went through a lot. I said, and just looking at her, you would think, hey, she cool, she got it going on. You don't know what happened in people's lives. So it takes that, and it's good to talk about it to some people because you never know who you help.
Right.
So
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the beauty of just showing up because you're showing up for you. What, like I just told, we talked with Nina, you show up for you, but in turn you're showing up for others, right? Because you never
mhm.
know the impact that it's going to make just by showing up, right? Just by
And I had
showing up.
started doing life insurance, and I was like, nah, man, I'm not gonna pursue that. Don't nobody want a life insurance. But I have a story to tell behind not having life insurance myself. So I had my license for over a year. I didn't use it and wasn't gonna use it. And then I was like, oh my God, I need life insurance. Especially since the cold is going on, all these people, we like lost like 5 family members with the first of the year. Like one of my cousins, which is only 2 years older than I am, passed away. So I'm like, oh my God, I got to get this. So my kids can, be
So you
prepared,
know what? How does that tie into? So it's so interesting. This dropped in my spirit as you were talking. So how does that tie into? Because you're the grief specialist, right? The grief
yeah.
inspirationalist. So how does that tie in? Like really? Because last year, we lost a lot of people. We lost a lot of people physically, right? But we also
Yes,
lost a lot of people mentally and spiritually, right?
correct.
The grief
The
that
grief.
that people are, even in the midst of, you know, who are we as we're watching people, we're watching the loss of people right before our eyes. Like,
Yes.
how do you unpack that with, with your story and with what people like, if you can give anyone just by showing up, right? If you can give anyone some advice, like 3 key things while they're in their season of grief and the beauty of the grief.
Well, while they're going through, at this particular moment in time, even though it may be sudden, or, you know, maybe they told you. Either way it goes, you have to grieve. You have to cry. Don't let anyone tell you there's no time limit on grief. They're going to tell you, oh, God, he's in a better place. He's in no more pain, or, you know, he couldn't breathe. That's all, maybe all well and true. But that's not what anybody wants to hear. So when someone tells you that, you can get angry, or you can tell them, I don't want to hear that. But if you can't give me another encouragement, I don't want to talk to you. It's okay to be mean. It's okay to be angry. The one of the most important things it's okay to be angry. You can also be angry with God because he understands. He wept, you know, when Lazarus passed away. So he understands your pain. So it's okay. All of the things that they feel, everything is okay. Grief is something you can't put a time limit on. You can't put anything on it, because it's just grieve the way you want to, the way you need to. My most important thing is grieve the way you need to, and take it over how long it wants you to. If you want to sit there and think about them and cry, you go right ahead. Don't be ashamed to cry. Don't be ashamed of your grief. A lot of people are ashamed. A lot of people don't want to sit and cry when their friends come around. They don't want to let them know that they're weak. It's not weak. You don't have to stay strong. God understands that too. Grieve, let it go.
And there we go. Show up even in your grief.
Show up
It's
even in
all
your
about
grief.
just showing up. So you show up when you're fearful. You show up when you're grieving, right? You just show up. You show up when you don't believe in yourself. You show up when others don't believe in you. You show up.
Exactly.
You show up when you're getting the naysayers. And sometimes, you know, I really don't believe that everyone has ill intentions, right? When they're saying these things to us, right?
True.
But there's times when it's like, that really wasn't the proper thing to say. Because like you said, what is the right thing to say when someone is grieving? Or what is the right thing to say when someone's going through something? When someone's trying to unpack, you know, their trauma, drama situation, right? Whatever it may be. But the person, each individual, needs to be able to learn how to just show up. Show up anyway. Just show up. And if that means, no matter what it looks like, if it means you have to stand there by yourself, then okay. If you have to stand there in your ugliness, you do it. You show up with your crying. You show up in your doubt. You show up in your disbelief. You show up in your fearfulness, right? You show up. You show up, because what's going to happen, because you showed up, those things are going to dissipate. Those things are going to be less and less and less and less and less, because now you've learned how to unpack it. It's kind of like one of the things I said to my my co-client today was you know, it's kind of like, you know, and we're all guilty of it. I can't be the only one. You go on vacation, you pack your suitcase or you pack a bag, and you get home and you put the bag away. But you never unpacked it. As soon as you get home. As soon as you get home, you don't unpack it as soon as you get home.
Right. You don't.
Sometimes that stuff's there. You be like, wait a minute. Oh, that's where that was at. I left it in that bag.
How do you right? Everybody did it so many times. You might have took something out.
No, and you could be the most on point person, but especially if you're coming back and it's like, okay, I'll deal with that later. Right?
Right.
And that's usually what happens. You deal with that later, and then later never comes.
Correct.
Later never comes, and now you're still sitting there like, I gotta unpack that. I gotta get that out of there. I gotta deal with that. I gotta, just like you gotta deal with that grief. You gotta deal with that. Okay, I need to show up. Oh, I gotta deal with, I gotta go live. Or I gotta deal with, I gotta go speak to people. Or I gotta deal with going to go see somebody I don't want to talk to. Or I gotta deal with, you follow what I'm saying? Like, you have to just show up. And if there's something in your spirit that's telling you to do it, why are you saying not to?
That's what I was getting ready to say. And to show up, and like you said, just do it. Show up and just do it. You know, they go together. They you know, because you showing up, but you have to do it. You know, and there's another thing about seek professional help. You know, if it's via Zoom, telephone call, the best thing now is Zoom. You know, now you in the comfort of your own home. So therefore you can feel the comfort and be able to feel free to speak the way you like, because now you're in your home, you're in your comfort zone.
Right.
So seek that help, but don't be afraid, because there's
And
so
here
many people are
and
afraid.
but here's the challenge with that. Here's the challenge with that. Even though we can have the Zoom in the comfort of our home, we appear. I can't even say we show up. We're there, but we're still hiding.
Yes, we are.
We're still hiding, right?
We got
Like,
to
I'm
learn how to
here.
let it go. Yeah.
I'm here, but I'm not really here because I don't want you to see all of me.
There you go. Exactly.
That part.
That's exactly what
That part.
happens.
Or I'm here and you can see me, but I don't really want you to see me. I want to be a little dim. I don't want the light to be that bright. I just want to kind of be faded. And I wish I could make this darker, because I've seen people that's like, are they even there? Like, are they really? Or you just see this part of them. I'm going to show you that one gray hair. That's all I want you to see. I don't want you to see nothing. Or I'm gonna show you this. Like, I don't want to be seen. I'm here, but this is all you're gonna see of me. So you're not really showing, you're not fully showing up.
Not fully showing up, yeah.
You're not fully showing up. You're not fully showing up. So the challenge is to show up.
Show up.
It's to fully show up.
You gotta get you, like you say, you just gotta get yourself. Just get yourself, prepare yourself, talk to yourself, encourage yourself. Because the only person that's going to get you up and get you there besides God is your encouragement to yourself. You be true to yourself.
True to yourself.
Fight that part of you that says, I can't do that. Fight it. Okay, I can't, but let me try it. And then just do it. Let
Connie, that part. Did you see the post I posted the other day about trying? Oh my gosh.
Did.
Okay, so I did a post, and I want to be able to read it verbatim. And it was literally, my post basically said, like, at first, I didn't think that I could. It wasn't until I said I never tried is when I realized that I could.
Right.
So, and that's what happens. We convince ourselves that we can't do stuff. I can't do that. But then you switch it and say, but I never tried. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Some people can look at the word try and say, no, don't try, because if you're trying, you're not really doing it. Right. But if you look at it in terms of when you say you can't do it, and if you never even put the effort in, how do you know? If you didn't even put the effort in and you just didn't just do it. See, that's the difference now. When you say, well, let me just try it, I think I'll do it, opposed to just, okay, I'm just going to do it. So, and that's what it was. Like, I literally, and what it was, I was in a class in my, my look, we going, this full transparency here, my pole class. Right, my pole class. Listen, it's because I'm as I say, I'm an aerialist in training. I'm an aerialist in training because I'm soaring to new heights. How about that, right?
There you go,
in more ways than one. In more ways than one.
Yes.
So I'm in the class, and one of the things we had to do was there was two things. We had to invert, and we had to do a handstand. And I'm like, I was like, well, it looks like I'm not doing that. I can't do that. And then right after I said it, then in my head, then I thought, and I was like, but I never tried. I said, let me just try. And honey, let me tell you, your girl was upside down, was on her head, right? And was able to balance and be, that's what I was like, dang! Okay.
And boy, and I used to joke about being a pole dancer to my people at work. I used to work with, and my boss, she would co-sign with me, and we would laugh. And this one little girl says, "I really want to learn," and I said, "Try it." I mean, it seems like it's so much fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, but let me tell you, it's strength ungodly.
Yeah, it's strength, right? You gotta have that.
A lot of strength, but not just, but here's the thing, not just physical strength. It's a lot of mental strength. It's a lot of emotional strength. It's a lot of strength and power that you have to endure. It's a whole nother level. It's just a whole nother level. So like I said, to get to that place and space where I said, you know what, I never even tried. So let me try. And dang, it wasn't until I tried when I realized, hey, I actually can do this. Because now, because see what was happening, fear was setting in. Oh, I can't do that. So I already dismissed it. And then I had to shift and say, no, but you never tried. So let's try it before you claim that you can't do it. Did you even try it?
Yes.
Did you even try, Carolyn? Like, let's be real. And I tried it, and I was like, gosh, googly moo. Next thing I know, and then when she said exactly how to do it, she was like, okay, you know, do little bunny. I was like, bunny hops. I was like, all right, whatever. And then all of a sudden, it was kind of like, it was like gravity, just my body. I was like, okay, I think I'm actually doing this. I was like, yo. And the next thing I know, I had a whole new perspective on life.
Boy, I tell you. Ooh, wow, girl, that's good. That fear, boy, I tell you, fear comes in and
you probably can't see the picture because I made it into a quote, but that's me upside down. At first, I thought I couldn't. And my quote, literally, this is my quote. At first, hey, my light just went out. At first, I thought I couldn't. Let me turn my light back on. Here we go. So at first, I thought I couldn't. It wasn't until I realized that I never tried is when I realized that I actually could be fearless.
Right.
So that's what happens when you just show up. That's what happens when you become fearless. That's what happens when you allow yourself to sit in whatever it is you need to sit in. Hey, Ashley. Hey, what's going on, love bug? You know, and that's literally, you know, just showing up. Just show up. Just show up. Just show up.
Show up.
Just show up. So,
and do it.
just show up. So I'm going to ask Ashley before I go, because I want to ask, are you willing to show up? Ashley. I want to know if you're willing to show up, because I want you to show up. I want you to show up for you. And so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to ask Ashley to come on board with me next. And Connie, I'm so glad that you were here with me to show up and show up and show out and allow people and give people those tips on grief, because that's just so perfect. And I see the perfect alignment with you for that as well. So
thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. But thanks for joining me and just showing up anyway, and showing up for you and keeping this thing moving. Like nobody ever moved before. I'm trying to tell you. Let me see if I can find Ashley.
Girl, you keep doing what you're doing, because what you're doing has really sparked and started a lot for a lot of us, and you have set the mark. You know, you did it. So
I so appreciate it. I so appreciate it. And that's the whole power of showing up, because you show up for you, but you're really showing up for others.
There you go.
It's so good to see you too, sis. So you keep doing it, keep me posted with what you're doing. 2 up, 2 down. What's the word?
There you go.
Fredericksburg. All right, see you, love.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Bye. Okay, so here we go. We done had Nina jump on from Minneapolis. We had Connie jump on from down Virginia. And I show from my family, it's difficult to make commitments outside right now, but I can feel free to change. So come on board. I just asked you to jump on, even if it's for 2 minutes. Give yourself 2 minutes. I just asked you to come on with me. So come on, Ashley. Show up. Show up. Just show up. Changing your time management. I understand. Show up. Just show up. You never know what'll happen if you just show up. So I think I requested for you to come on already. Oh no, I didn't. Did I, or did I not? Okay, so now I'm adding you. Now that Connie's not. Okay, there we go. I just added you. I'm excited. Are you excited? Come on, just for like, as I close this out. So I'm only gonna be on here for like a couple more minutes.
Wow.
Hi, Ashley.
I was like, it's funny too, because I was like, she's going to invite me onto this live. I know it right now. It was so funny. And I was just watching you. What I was doing right now, right before I caught you going live, I just stopped myself. I was like, I need to be in the kitchen cooking. But I got stuck looking at a live that I did in 2016 on July 1st. I was like, I'm going to go scroll through my videos and just kind of see like where I was a long time ago and where and how I was showing up. Going live, especially because it's something that has always been kind of dear to my heart and changed my life, being here and showing up. And I haven't been showing up as much as I know that I could and I should. So the fact that, of course, I'm sitting there looking at my old videos and kind of realizing like I don't come on because I'm with my family all the time and it's like chaos and I just can't like get on the way that you do and the way that like, you know what I mean? And I think I let that stop me and I feel intimidated. Like I can't always, I have my little corner, you know, like I try and I do, you know, but like I just don't have any time. And so I make excuses if I don't have time. Where I do have the time, I don't make the time at a time where it can be. And I do other things instead and I make excuses. And instead of doing those other things, I know that I can commit more. So that's where I am. So how wonderful to connect with you.
But that's honesty though, right? That's your truth right now. And you understand.
Exactly. It is. And it's like,
and that's the reality. But guess what? You're showing up even in that moment.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm trying to do for him and for myself and my husband and our daughter and just got to do it, you know?
And you just have to do it. And you're in, wait a minute, Washington?
I'm in Southern California.
Okay, I was going to say you're in Washington, California.
Yeah, I'm in Southern California. Yeah. Hang on, honey. Give me just a second and I will help you, okay? Can you see I'm talking to someone? So give me just a minute. I love you and I will help you. Okay, thank you. I had to acknowledge him.
And that's the reality, folks. That's what happens when you got to show up for you and for everybody else. But in California, so I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I'm out here. So, yeah, that's just wanted to make sure I took a minute and showed up.
I appreciate you taking that minute. And then if you can share with everybody, like, so what has been these moments for you? Like just showing up. Like when you jump on my lives, because you always tell me, it was like, wait a minute, this was the perfect time. And so what do my lives?
Yeah, so, like I said, so I was looking at live. I've been going live for a long time, and I'm actually part of a Facebook Live challenge group with a woman named Michelle Soro, and she's part of the Tony Robbins community. You know, it's all, you know, we're all connected. And so I stumbled across her Facebook Live challenge group about a year after I started doing lives for me personally. I'm a 24/7 caregiver for my husband. So like my story is like kind of deep and like sometimes I don't want to share because sometimes I hear other people's stories and I'm like, mine isn't really that great and I don't have that much to contribute and I play small and I do that limiting belief crap and then I just don't fully play in. But that is my story. It's like that is what I do, but I've accomplished a lot of things and my family is continuing to overcome things. And I think we have enough experience that if we just shared our lives, we can connect with more people than what we do. And I'm getting distracted. I can't remember exactly. I'm like, what does he need? My poor child's like, I need something that I'm just babbling on. But yeah, it's I've been doing lives for a long time, and lives has the fact that I've done lives has connected me with people like you, and in that Facebook Live challenge group that have understood that this is where I was going with that, is what I'm going through with my husband and the condition that he has, and this woman named Bonnie that I've connected with who started a podcast, and it's just like lives being touched by other people's lives and truly connecting. And I know some people are afraid of like the lives and doing it, like, you know. And I realized that it's not really about those people then. It's about the type of people that do want to put themselves out there and have a voice and have something to share and inspiration. And like my brother is in a wheelchair, he's paralyzed from the waist down from a car accident in 1995. I was 11, he was 16. And, you know, I draw my inspiration from him and I feel there's just so much that my family can share
Oh,
if we
absolutely.
showed up more
You
often.
all have something to share when you just show up, right? And the beauty of just showing up is because, like you said, you're showing up for you,
Right.
but you're also showing up for others,
Right, because then
right?
other people hear you and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't
Right.
know someone could relate to me that way," or I can relate to that, and they're like, "But I never talked to anybody about it." And it's just incredible watching people grow and heal, and even if they're not feeling healing, because sometimes things can't always be fixed or changed, but you're at least stepping into yourself a little more
Wow.
than what you had given yourself an opportunity had you not connected and shown up.
Had
So
you not
okay, well, then we'll
connected.
come fix
Wow.
mine.
Well, I
So
don't want to
thank you,
hold you, but
Carolyn. Yeah,
because I know
I
you got the kiddos, but thank you for taking time to jumping on, and I will catch you and see you. And I'm
Yeah,
so
I'm
glad to
gonna
see
do
you.
it. And there's
We'll
been so many
definitely do this again.
coincidences where I happened to catch you, and it's like it's too many to ignore at that moment in time. Where it was like I was looking at my lives, and then I saw you, and was like, oh, but I'm showing up. I was like, that's what I'm having to dilemma with, and yeah, there's just a lot of things we'll talk about personally, and
I
I'll
look
talk with
forward
you
to
later.
hearing.
Yeah, thank you. Enjoy
You're
the rest of your
welcome.
evening, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, I'll
Bye,
talk to you soon,
everybody else
love.
out there, whoever's connected. Thank you for joining in and tapping in to Carolyn. She's amazing. I don't know how many people, I'm sure most people come on here already know your story is amazing, but if not, you're incredible to follow, and thank you for sharing
Oh,
your
thank
story.
you so much. Thank you.
Bye, girl.
All right. Bye. Take care. Good night.
Right here. I can't say anything but us, so let me swipe. Okay, there. You're gonna have to end, right?
Yep, I'll have to end you. Okay.
Okay. What am I going to do? I'll let you
No, you don't have to do anything. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. All right, you guys, like, there you go. Like, just by showing up, like, we in CC, as we call Carolyn's Club, right? I had no clue that this was going to happen, but I love how things unfold when you just show up, right? Within this past hour, we heard, you didn't just hear from me just by showing up because I just showed up. We heard from Nina from Minnesota. We heard from Connie from Virginia. And then we heard from Ashley all the way from Southern California, where they know how to party, right? So, but that's all just by showing up. So thank you, all of you guys, for showing up, right? Whether you're here looking at this on, live, or you're looking at this on the replay, thank you for all the hearts and likes. Once again, I have we're going to continue to show up and show up live, right? We're going to continue to show up even in the midst of our grief. We're going to continue to show up in the midst of our fear. We're going to continue to show up live because our lives show other people our lives. I love the way Ashley just put that down, right? I picked up what she put down. So I want you guys to just show up. Just show up anyway. Just be there. These are the beauty when you just show up. You never know what is going to unfold. So, and this all ties into being fearless. So once again, I'll be remiss to not announce and say that, I have my 3-day masterclass for being fearless. We did yesterday, today, tomorrow is day 3. You can still jump on. There's still something to learn. You can definitely you'll get the replays, just sign up, go to bit.ly/MYE masterclass. It's just that simple. It costs you nothing but your time, right? Where we're going to unpack this thing about fear, right? And allow you to move beyond that and past that so that way you can live a fearless life. So you can live your life fearlessly, right? And you can just show up because that's what showing up is. Showing up is all of you, right? Even if, like I said, I got my bra strap show. Well, I might be doing a flash dance thing. I don't know. See, I can make a mistake and make it look good. How about that? Even because why? Because I just show up. Because I just show up. You know what, Connie? Thank you for your inspiration. Everything is always timely, and I'm so glad that you were on. And man, I just went on to start just to have a conversation, and little did I know the conversation was going to be as it was. So you just heard from 3 amazing women, from across the United States. And listen, for all I know, I could have somebody on here watching me from somewhere else in the world. And if you on here, you want to jump on, let me know real quick before I go out. But there'll be another time for that. So, but thank you so much. Talk about transformation. Like today has just been amazing. And that's why I had jumped on, because it was just the things that have transpired this week just by showing up, And so you never know what's going to happen and what the outcome is going to be when you just show up. So this your girl, Carolyn Wilson, the Fearless Magnified Educator, right? For Magnify Your Essence. You know, continue to be fierce and fearless with everything you do. And you know what I always tell you, my 3 things that you have to do. You know, well, before you do that, you can follow me on all social media. If you're not just following me here, please go to my other avenues, Magnify Your Essence, all things Magnify Your Essence, Instagram, Facebook, you know, YouTube, yeah, or go to the MYE Institute, where there's some great content and great things there. If you want to learn how to be fearless, if you want to learn how to, you know, manifest your best life, if you want to learn how to ace it, you know, for personal development, if you want to learn, you know, nutritional facts, if you want to, you know, be part of a, you know, a weight loss challenge group, if you want to be part of a boot camp, which will be starting March 1st, the next boot camp will be starting for the month of March. So, I mean, there's so many things there that's available to you to be fearless and step into your next, regardless of what your narrative is, regardless of what your backstory is. You have the opportunity. It's all about the choice that you make and how you see the rest of your life going forward. Because listen, we got to live this thing the best way we can. There's no do-overs. We can't wait for I'm gonna wait to the next one. You know, like we get on that roller coaster and I'm gonna wait for the next one. No, there's no next one. This is the one you got to get on. This is the ride you need to get on. Show up anyway. Okay. All right. So once again, go to bit.ly MYE Masterclass to jump on to the masterclass that's wrapping up tomorrow. Or if not, like I said, just follow me. Just follow me. Just follow me. Follow me. So be empowered, be inspired, and most importantly, be magnified in everything that you do. Take care, everybody. Hi, Melinda. Take care. Bye.